Okay, folks, this is video number 8 in the series of Quantum Levels Healing videos, Quantum Levels Healing Academy of Sciences. Once again, my name is Jeffrey Scott Meyer, founder of Quantum Levels Healing Academy of Sciences. I am a first-year doctoral student at Quantum University, working on my doctorate in quantum physics and integrative medicine. I like to say all this for people that haven't really seen for the first time, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm educating quantum physics, which is everything. Everything breaks down on a quantum level. The subatomic level, quantum physics, waves, vibration, potentiality, actuality. Nothing is solid. Atoms are 99.9999% empty space, so really nothing is nothing, and you're not even really here watching this. That's just pretty much how it works. Quantum mechanics, Newton's laws, how the universe works on a mechanical level. Chemistry, evolutionary biology, going back to the time where human beings evolved hundreds of thousands of years ago on the African savanna. That's what we need to understand. Biochemistry, the way the body works. Philosophy, quantum biology, such as photosynthesis is a good example of quantum biology. Psychology, which goes without saying, everything's thought in the mind. Psychoneuroimmunology, that is the study of how the mind affects the immune system. Epigenetics. Psychoneuroendocrinology, the way the body, the mind affects the endocrine system through thought alone. Make no mistake on that. Neuroscience, of course, everything has to do with the brain and mind. Consciousness, anatomy, goes without saying. Physiology, which again goes without saying. Nutrition, the entropy, laws of conservation, Newton's laws, the laws that govern the universe. These are all very important. Chaos theory, as well as a little bit of traditional Chinese medicine, chakras, meridian points, yin and the yang, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and even psychoneurodermatology, which is a study of how the mind affects the skin. Make no mistake, there's a big connection there. This video I'd like to do is on hormones. Okay, hormones are very important in kind of hormonal homeostasis, balance. Hormones pretty much run the show. First is energy, because everything comes down to energy. First law of thermodynamics, energy can never be created nor destroyed. It's only changing forms. Everything goes into the quantum field. Quantum entanglement's a real thing. All thoughts, all forms of energy are out in the field, and that's just the way it works. So, believe it or not, that energy, the energy that runs everything, is 100 times more powerful than chemicals as far as triggering reactions in the body. Okay, energy triggers chemistry, which triggers biology. The digestive system, cell division, excretion, breathing, sexual reproduction. Okay, this all has to do with energy, especially differentiation of cells. How one cell divides to know what it's supposed to do, become a muscle cell, a liver cell, an eye cell, a finger cell. This is amazing, and nobody understands this. It's just not meant to understand. Maybe we'll figure it out someday. After energy comes a thought. The thought triggers a hormonal reaction. As always, I'm going off my notes that I wrote. Hormones act as a lock and key to turn on a function of the cell receptor, which in turn turns on biochemistry. The order of this is energy, chemistry, biology. The action can be created by either physical or emotional. Hormones also tie into neurotransmitters, peptides, enzymes, and ligands, or ligands, it's said both ways, which are peptides that act as messengers between the brain and the immune system, the digestive system, the nervous system. Okay, that's where that was Candace Pert, Dr. Candace Pert, PhD's work. Rest her soul. She did pass away a while back. They're a big team, the neurotransmitters, peptides, enzymes, and ligands. They work together as a team. Okay, this is a whole team of chemical messengers that run the show. And also they're the endocrine system as well is part of this team. It's a big team, guys. It's a big team of that all work together in a really magical, mysterious way. The other part of this team is the glands: hypothalamus, pituitary, parathyroid, thyroid, adrenals, pineal, testes, and the ovaries. You could think of these systems as a sort of a distribution center for hormones, where certain hormones are sent through the glands to be distributed to the appropriate tissues of the body in accordance to what they need, what needs to happen, and where, basically. So it's kind of a distribution center. For example, the hypothalamus, you can think of this hypothalamus as the CEO of this company, okay, this distribution company. The hypothalamus is the CEO. He's the big boss, man, the one in charge, as they say, turning thoughts into matching emotions, such as a sort of like a chemical signature. For every thought, we have a matching chemical linked to an emotion, okay? All this just happens in the hypothalamus, and it kind of goes on down from there. Estrogen, one of the main hormones. There's over 50 hormones. I'm not going to name them all, but there's just a few here, just so you get an idea how important this is. Estrogen, the mother of all hormones, okay? There's 3 kinds of hormones, not only just estrogen. Hormones, peptides, steroid hormones, and hormones made from tyrosine and tryptophan, which are amino acids. And make no mistake, that's how important proteins are as well. It's DNA, RNA, protein, life. These include endocrine hormones, epinephrine hormones, thyroxine, neuroepinephrine, melatonin. These are examples of the hormones made from amino acids. Peptide hormones is another class of hormones. These are short-lived, in and out, boom. They turn on reactions and they get out. The problem with people have is these hormones are staying around too long because they're not being broken down properly, because you're not in homeostasis and your systems are not working properly. Remember, everything works as a system, okay? There's no separate parts here, folks. Everything works as one unified field, one unified system. Peptide hormones, such as growth hormone, insulin. These are a couple examples of the peptide hormones. Steroid hormones are long-lasting. When it's time to build, these hormones are called in, okay? When it's time to build, they make things happen. Testosterone, estrogen, cortisol, aldosterone, vitamin D. Yes, vitamin D is considered a hormone because it just doesn't facilitate an action. It creates part of the process. It makes things happen, turns things on. Vitamin D. A lot of people don't know that vitamin D is considered a hormone. To name a few, estrogen. It's a building hormone. It's a stress management hormone. Okay, it makes things happen. It revs things up. Okay, it revs things up like having a baby. But it has many uses. But make no mistake, it's the most powerful and most toxic hormone in the body. It has to do with fibromyalgia, estrogenic cancers. 80% of autoimmune disease occur in women because of the estrogen factor. Promotes growth in cells. The problem is, these estrogens aren't broken down properly and cleared, and they break down to metabolites and catechol-estrogens, like estradiol, estrone, just, to name a few. And if you're constipated, you're not going to be clearing out estrogen properly in the bowels, and you're going to have all kinds of problems. Then you have Xeno Estrogens, like I mentioned before in my other video. These are a family of estrogens that are in nature, plants, fertilizers, plastics. You can see my video on estrogen toxicity for that. And by the way, just so you know, all hormones are derivatives of cholesterol. So to suppress cholesterol, like the brilliant medical model wants to do with statin drugs, you're in for a world of problems. Yeah, let's suppress hormones. The thing that runs the show, we're going to go ahead and suppress that. It's the stupidity of this medical model. It's insanity, man. Testosterone produced by the gonads and some in the adrenal glands. Signals the body to make new blood cells, ensures muscle and bone strength, libido in men and women. Women, testosterone is produced in the ovaries and the adrenal glands. So going back, okay, the glands are extremely important, okay, When the endocrine system's messed up, you're messed up. Adrenaline hormone, adrenaline's also a hormone and considered a neurotransmitter as well, producing the adrenal glands and the nervous system, and this is involved one of the first stages of our fight or flight primitive response we all suffer from. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, producing pituitary gland, responsible for processes our circadian rhythm, which is really important, and works with cortisol as well. Aldosterone, very important hormone, producing adrenal glands. This is a salt and mineral balancing hormone, as well as blood pressure regulation. Cortisol, this is the big one here. You know, it's made in the adrenal glands. Stressed has to do with the stress system as well. Almost every cell of all 100 trillion cells in the body have a receptor for cortisol, which is amazing. When every cell has a receptor for one particular molecule, that's pretty important. So the cortisol reaches every cell and turns on a reaction via receptor for every cell. Also responsible for blood sugar balance, metabolism, anti-inflammatory, salt and water balance, memory function, blood pressure, fetus development, and many more. I'm just naming a few off of the hormones. Just want to point out how important they are. Gastrin, producing the lining of the stomach, small intestines. Stimulates stomach to release gastric acid for breakdown of proteins and vitamins. Also stimulates the gallbladder to release bile from the pancreas, and the pancreas to release enzymes. This process here, if you don't have a gallbladder, you have something going on, you're not producing bile properly, this is going to be a problem as well. Remember, all these processes I'm naming are all part of the life force, chi, prana, whatever you want to call it. This is how things happen. How do you think all these things happen? How do you think all these neurotransmitters and hormones? And there's over 50 quadrillion chemical reactions going on in the body, in the cell every second. 50 quadrillion. How do you think this happens? It's energy, basically, the life force. Because when you die, there's still a body, but the life force leaves, just so you know. Ghrelin, produced in the stomach, small intestines, pancreas, brain, stimulates appetite. Cysts and fat stores, stimulates growth hormone, controls insulin release. Glucagon, produced by alpha cells in the pancreas. Prevents blood sugar from dropping too low, promotes gluconeogenesis. This is the problem with diabetics. This hormone is out of balance with insulin. When those two become out of balance, we're off to the autoimmune diabetes races, and you're sure not to win that race, I'll guarantee you that. Growth hormone, produced in pituitary glands, as the name implies, it promotes growth. Very big one. That's suppressed also when you have degenerative diseases as well, because if you're not, body needs repair, especially the stress response. Growth hormones suppressed, and then you don't build back up from your stress response. Insulin, produced by the pancreas, another problem with diabetes. This is out of control. Sugar control. Source of energy for the cells, muscles, liver, adipose tissue, which is the fat tissues. Leptin, which is produced from fat cells, signals the hypothalamus, acts to alter food intake, control energy expenditure over the long term, has to do with weight loss, works in conjunction with ghrelin. This is a problem here, why people don't lose weight, is because leptin and ghrelin are out of balance. Your hunger hormones and satiety hormones are out of balance, and that's a major reason that people don't lose weight. FYI, in case you wondered. Melatonin, produced in the pineal gland, very important, has to do with circadian rhythms. This changes depending on the seasons, believe it or not, with cortisol, also works with cortisol as well. One reason we could be illness is because our circadian rhythm is off, 24 hours of light, constantly going, We evolved in the night and dark cycle, not to have lights on 24 hours sitting in front of a computer or phone. That's another reason. Antidiuretic hormone, calcitonin, oxytocin, many, just to name a few of the hormones, which oxytocin has is a very important hormone, has to do with love, birth, sexual drive. So, you know, that's a very, very important one. And that one is suppressed too when there's illness and you're stressed and you're mixed up with the pharmacomedical model as they put you on the drugs. You know, you can pretty much, a lot of these drugs cause problems and you can kiss your love life goodbye for now, but there's always hope. So that's the next video here. I just wanted to talk about hormones a little bit because they're so important. Visit quantumlevelshealing.com. If you're sick or you have some type of autoimmune disease, I have your answers. Because again, what I have in my program is nothing else like it on the planet, because there's only one Jeff Myers, going to the moon and back for you, having your back, never letting you fail. There's nothing else like it, folks, in the world, on the planet. You could search all you want to find a program like mine that I've developed. Good luck. You're never going to find it. But if you need help, I'm here for you, and I can help you. Okay, so there you go, and I hope you learned a little something.